Hello and welcome to the Blue Monday podcast, covering Ipswich Town since 2015. I'm Richard Woodward. You are tuned into the live match reaction show for Wycombe 1, Ipswich Town 4, if you can believe that. Available every week on audio and video and sometimes live. Joining me tonight, we've got the trio, the triumphant trio at Wycombe, the triumphant trio on the live show. Dave Diamond, Seb Brown. Gentlemen, how much of that were you able to enjoy? But for one, Dave, we'll start with you. How's it going?
Yeah, I think I was able to enjoy it when Selena sort of walked that one in the 94th minute, I think. I said to my boys, when we kept giving those free kicks away and getting deeper and deeper, and it even went into stoppage time, and when my lads were watching, I said to my lads, I'm still not comfortable. But, you know, in the end, I've got to say, in amongst that, 10 minutes to go, what a save from Walton in amongst that. Oh my goodness me, what a save.
Yeah,
but
I
think football prevailed there because I thought we used to be direct in the Championship under McCarthy, but bloody hell.
Yeah, it was not one for
the
purists, was
it? Agricultural, wasn't it? But hey, you know, for once, I mean, me and you said early first half, Rich, you know, we've really got to stand up, you know, when we can see that there's no fight, and just changed, didn't it? The game just totally changed. We got to grips with it, and yeah, fantastic result. What a real statement because their home record is frighteningly good.
100% at home. Good. Yeah. Well, as always on these live shows, we want to hear from you. Folk are getting involved in the comments straight away. So I want to hear your reactions to that. I want to hear any picks for man of the match. I mean, frankly, everyone to a man at the end sort of stood up, as we were saying, and deserves credit. I thought the midfielders, Evans and Morsey again, excellent.
Yeah.
And some good goals in there as well. We'll get to all of the action, but we want to hear from you. So get involved in the chat. Hello to anyone on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Give us a thumbs up. Let us know you are there. We appreciate that. Seb, what's your instant reaction to that?
Just a bit of shock, like you guys. You know, after the first 15, 20 minutes, I was thinking we were being bullied, we were being outfought. I thought we were pretty gutless, and then fair play, they just completely turned it on, didn't they? It was crazy. And even after half time, you know, I thought we came out quite slowly as well. And then, you know, Bond scores at the perfect time, and then like Dave said, I think I only really believed it was going to happen when Selena tapped home. But yeah, absolutely superb. You know, where did that come from, given, you know, how poorly we started the game, but absolutely superb. Really, really well done. And yeah, for another Tuesday night sat here with a reaction game after a 4-goal scored game.
Harrison Smith, even to everyone who's in the comments, we'll try and get as many on the screen. Harrison quite rightly saying this white shirt is the one that we need to wear. Tuesday night matches away from home in the white shirt is the way forward. Loving that. Les, wow. Charlie D, can we just play on Tuesdays? Yeah. Stuart here, really important point, Dave.
Yeah, definitely.
Surely the statement result we've been waiting for. Big team. We've obviously in League One had a real issue beating bigger teams.
It's even their results going back over last season. I think that there was a stat. It was in going back to the Championship. It was like 26 games. They've won 19. Oh, it's ridiculous. Won 19, drawn 4, lost 1, or something like that. It's crazy. I think of their last league, perhaps that referred to their last League One games at home. But yeah, incredible result.
Yeah, and what's great as well, we stood up to them, didn't we? You know, we were outfought a little bit in the first half, but we, in the second half, we were standing up to them and really competing.
You got to feel sorry for the lad, but do you think almost that helped with Coulson going off and Burgess coming on, added some physicality to the back line there? And I thought he did quite well, actually. He did well, didn't he? Really?
Yeah, Plymouth obviously it was a difficult one to take. That one, there were chances clearly at the end to take the points, and on another day maybe there's a win there. But I don't think anyone saw this result coming. But performance after the first 20, as Seb said, as Stuart said here, it's a real statement actually that we can hold it our own against and actually play football as well. It's a big endorsement for Cook because we admittedly there was times where we had to be quite physical in the tackle and be a bit niggly to match up to them. But actually the goals we scored, we'll talk about those shortly, were really excellent attacking plays, good width. I thought we attacked them down the wide positions really well as well. So, yeah, a really big statement, I think, as Stuart says.
It was just
there.
odd, as we said. It just came from sort of nowhere, because
No.
20 minutes we were getting bullied, we were getting pushed around. You know, they were working the ref quite well again, I thought, as perhaps Plymouth did a bit on Saturday. And Mills made a really interesting point on commentary, and he's saying, yeah, it's interesting. They're actually leaving Selena as Selena's got a free role for us, and he said, but they're really not picking him up. They're happy to go, when Selena gets the ball, almost 2-on-2 there, and I think class told, really, didn't it?
It did. Alex mentions the away fans. Yeah, sounded excellent on the coverage. I do want to mention one chant that came in at about 86 minutes, which was is there a fire drill? And I mention it because Wycombe fans know that I can swear because it's after the watershed, isn't it? Wycombe's absolute nightmare. It's a shithole to get out of. So they knew that they'd have to leave now, otherwise they don't get out. They don't get home before 11 o'clock even if they live in Wycombe. So that was why.
Yeah, it's not on the great best side of Wycombe, is it? No.
Rodder's very pleased with Walton's performance. Definitely kept us in it at an important time of the game, isn't it? Yeah, we'll get onto that. And Luke Penning, evening to Luke, endorsing that as well. Ben Southgate down in Sydney, missed the game live doing the school run, started work, but cannot wait to watch replay. We'll bring you all the action, Ben. We'll get you in the know before you even watch the replay. Harrison, what's he saying here? That's my third game now. Goals for 14 goals against 1. No idea what people have been complaining about. I know Harrison.
He's actually seen the 3 games he's seen as Doncaster.
There you
go. Doncaster, Pompey, and tonight. Unbelievable, mate. That's sensational.
Chris mentioning support outstanding. You could and 3-1. All you could hear was Ipswich. It was
one of my colleagues from actually London in lockdown. He actually lives down in South Devon, and he went to the first game he's been to this season was Plymouth Ipswich, and he went on Saturday, and he told me yesterday, he said your away support is unbelievable. I couldn't believe it. Yeah.
Barles, we'll put this one. Loving living in Norwich currently is the tide turning. We will meet them next season. Love it, Sid. Love the show. Loving that, Barles. Loving the positive energy from you. Loving that. Marius, the warning signs. Yeah, we need to talk about Macaulay Bond, who I did think had a huge amount to do tonight, and kind of wasn't, there wasn't a huge amount of harrying that you sometimes see from him. But what
clever finish.
Yeah. Great takedown, great finish. And as Marius said, Bond's getting in those positions at Plymouth, probably disappointed with the finishes. But that instinct is still there, and that's what you want to see. And and that goal kind of to make it, well, that was the 2-1 goal, wasn't it? When we not started the second half particularly brightly, I thought that goal really important. Turned the match, wasn't it, Seb?
Yeah, crucial time to score. Same with Selena in the first half. That goal came, after a spell of poor play. He scores, and same in the second half. That goal was vital, and the composure from Bon is superb. He goes cold, doesn't he? Like Ben used to say, he goes cold when he's got a chance. The way he takes that ball down and sets himself for the shot is absolutely superb, because it would be so easy to snatch at it or whatever, or panic. But he's just so calm and composed, and like you said, I didn't think he was amazing in the first half, but that's what he can do. He's a clinical player, and please God, let's talk to QPR and get a deal done.
Got to say, mention for Edwards on the goal, superb play, wasn't it? Absolutely brilliant. Well, the lad has got it, hasn't he? He can go either side, and then he dropped his shoulder, went left foot, great chip. Keeper Stockdale probably had to go for it, had to sort of go for it and palm it away, but absolutely brilliant finish.
Yeah, I thought that was one of the better performances from Edwards this season, with some end product as well.
Bit of intent, didn't he?
Important. Yeah. Exactly right. James, I think this is a fair comment as well, which I tried seeing, and I feel like a typical Town fan, never being happy, but it's so annoying how inconsistent we are. It is strange, isn't it, James? But I think the overall trajectory of the graph is positive correlation, if my maths terminology is correct, which is what we want. Though the league table doesn't make for massive.
We must be an outstanding watch for the neutral. Absolutely outstanding watch.
Right. But a wonderful win.
No attachment. Totally detached from it.
A lot of people kind of agreeing. Here's Rob. Can't believe what I saw after 20 minutes. Very strange one. Let's get into some of the details of the game. Let's have a look at the lineups here. Obviously, a bit of a rejig there. Fullback, Vincent Young coming in. Coulson shifting over for Penny there. And Wes Burns, who'd had a virus, we think, fit enough to start. And Selena in the number 10 position there. Otherwise, as you were, I don't really know the situation with Wycombe's changes. I think they were missing Gareth McCleary, who's had a good start to the season, but it's the usual three at the back for them. And really, guys, it was, the Plymouth start was very frenetic end to end. I thought really the injury to Coulson on 11 minutes, which was quite innocuous, or it wasn't a foul, was it? It wasn't a dangerous play or anything like that. But that really did kind of also sap some of the energy out from us. And it's 60 minutes when Wycombe are going to go in front, and it's an outswinging corner. It's headed back across and forced home quite close in. I've actually got screenshots. Let's see if I can use these. This is the situation for the corner as it's about to be played in, and this is the situation just as it's being put in there. And there's all kinds of holding.
Tafazoli wins it. Is that 5? He wins it, doesn't he?
I think or Stewart possibly is 5, I think.
Okay, I think it's Tafazoli. Well, okay, yeah, you might be. Yeah, you're probably right. No doubt.
And it's and then it's Wheeler who heads it in there. But there's all kinds of dark arts going on, and Wycombe, we knew what to expect there, Dave. But there's
Wheeler was at it all. Wheeler was at it all game. Wheeler was at it certainly all through the first half.
I think they were plonked on Walton for that corner as well.
Yeah, we didn't defend the second ball was a soft one, really, wasn't it? He's so close in. He gets. Yeah, you're right. It is Stewart 5. Sorry, he gets the header, knocks the header back across, and he's sort of goal side of trying to make out. Was that NCI? Yeah, hard to make it out there, but yeah, it's a sort of soft one. He sort of almost scoops it in, doesn't he? Almost sort of apologies, goes in the corner.
I think Vincent Young's involved in that situation at the far post as well. Not a great situation there for Ipswich, because, as I said, we'd looked a bit overawed, which I guess is not too much of a surprise, because you don't play Wycombe every week, do you?
Vincent Young started awfully. I mean, he was given a bit of a hospital pass when he really early doors, and he I think we almost nearly gave away a pen there. That was he just got caught in possession really early on. Could have been his first touch, and he had quite a shaky start, but he just grew into the game, didn't he?
And we talked about this injury, Seb, for Coulson. We haven't. There was not a huge amount of time for him to do anything really in that left back role. What was your thought about Burgess coming on? There's some comments that he's obviously had a pretty good performance coming off the bench, but your thoughts on that situation at that moment, though, particularly the way the game was poised.
I was a bit worried, because we've been 1-0 down. In a Paul Cook side, you want your fullbacks to be the ones to bomb on and create chances. And I kind of thought Burgess, although he's going to add some strength and physicality and he's going to be decent defending the set plays, I wasn't sure he was going to offer very much going forward. So at that point, you're 1-0 down. You're thinking, okay, Vincent Young hasn't started well on the right. We've lost the guy on the left, and potentially Burgess now is going to be a stay-at-home fullback, as they call them. But he did add strength, like Dave said. He added strength and physicality, and he helped to defend all those balls into the box, didn't he?
He did, and God, Dave.
It's really interesting again when you look at the he's very much like this. I mean, I know he's got he's looking at the selection. He's got a Luco coming back into the squad and Burns coming back in, but Wolfenden, who by all accounts, Seb summed it up, I think they called it, had a good stay-at-home performance on Saturday. Completely disappears from the squad, and Vincent Young, who was absent from the squad on Saturday, suddenly thrust into start.
Yeah, it's strange how that happens in Cook's selections, but it's worked for us to an extent tonight. As you say, bit of an iffy start, but definitely grew into the game. And I think Seb and I were kind of discussing that he was quite indecisive about taking his man on, which I can kind of understand if you're up against some kind of bruising, hulking kind of. I guess he would have been up against a Beta, wouldn't he? And Jacobson down that side, and that's not exactly the most. Not an experience that most people are looking forward to in this division.
I think what was great to see in second half, you could see his confidence returning, and he was taking his man on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, he hasn't picked up an injury. Hopefully, if he has, he won't be playing. Certainly won't be playing in the cup on Saturday. But there you go. Yeah.
What a great time is to be playing in the FA Cup, by the way, because really tough trip, long journey to Plymouth. I don't know I assume we came back and then went back down to Wycombe, but that kind of performance against a team like Wycombe and having to hold out for the kind of 75 to about 88 minutes as well. When they started, I think they ran out of ideas, didn't they, Wycombe? But that's really taken, Evans put in a real, I'm going to use the cliche, put in a shift, didn't he? But you don't want to have to go into a really tough league game, knowing our programme, Oldham in the cup,
there'll be some bruises,
to rotate when it's there.
definitely some bruises after that game
Oh,
tonight.
Christ,
The ice
yeah.
baths tomorrow morning will all be full because by the end, a fair few were sort of walking wounded. It was a hell of a battle, and thankfully now we've basically got what 10 days off, really, haven't we?
Yeah, it's before Oxford. But you've got to say, with the Oldham game coming up, I mean, we should be able to still put a half decent side out, shouldn't we? Looking at the squad, some time on the grass for some of those boys in the squad. So yeah, it surely won't be like previous seasons.
It won't. I just need to put this in there. Joe, as good as a win from this parish, as a good a win as I can remember, the best performance and result of the Cook era by a mile, a real statement, had everything after showing great character I think that sums it up
absolutely
really well.
Bob on.
And to be honest, guys, the goal from Selena kind of comes from nowhere, doesn't it? It's really great work from Morsey in midfield, and I've got a screenshot of this as well, of all the space though that Selena has been given here, Seb, and I guess we're thinking at this point, what's he going to do? And it's a good effort, but there's some help, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, clever players find space, don't they? He did it a few times in the first half. About 5 minutes later, he pops up in the box when Burgess picks him out. But yeah, the space is afforded, and you're thinking, okay, is he going to go out wide? The ball there to Vincent Young, potentially. You might think he'll put it out there for a cross into the box. But he just obviously takes the touch, gets the shot off. It does deflect, which explains why Stockdale can't be stronger with his hand. But, a great time to score because we were really up against it there. And you have to say it was a goal pretty much out of nothing, a goal against the run of play, but great play from Selena.
Yeah, and that was a real catalyst to inject some belief. You could see it because having been slightly off Wycombe and being a bit daunted, and this is a physical team, it felt like we can get at them. And as you said, Seb, even if you look at the screenshot here, as you said, you've got so many options here for Selena. He doesn't need them, but I thought we pushed out wide. Even Burgess gets involved in 28. He pulls into Selena down the left-hand side of the area, and Stockdale
great play.
Palms across that's nearly getting into Bon. And a few minutes later, Bon slotted in and he pauses rather than having a shot. And instinctive, maybe Bon hits that first time, but he had a pause and the defender cuts in. And we're starting to get in behind them, Dave, aren't we, at the end of the first half, which is great to see.
We were. We really did finish in the ascendancy and finish strong. Finished really strongly after the goal. And midfield players Evans and Morsey started to land on the ball, which they were totally not seeing the ball for the first 10-15 minutes. So we went into that. We've said it before. We went into half time in the ascendancy, and you sort of think perhaps that's what we need to do. We just need to go a goal down. None of this going 1 or 2 up. No. Go down.
Yeah.
But we for once we finished the half on a high. But again, as Seb said earlier on, we didn't start the second half brilliantly, did we?
No. Well, there's
really flat again. There's
an effort for Burns just before half time, but I've got here the possession at half time. 63% possession for Ipswich at half time. The reputation that preceded Wycombe utterly deserved. And I'm just checking what it is at the end of the full time whistle. 59% at the end there. But 63 at half time. 6 shots to their 5, 2 on target each. But they're having the corner kicks, 5 corner kicks for them. They ended the game with 11 corner kicks, by the way.
I mean, it was a proper bombardment. But I thought, they're good players. Vokes and Hanlon really good. Vokes really experienced. He's has played Premier. Hanlon, been round the block. Good player, good young player. I just thought we played them really, really well.
Yeah, well, there was Seb, you were worried when we were watching this. The first 5 minutes, Hanlon versus Enciala down the right-hand side was definitely hearts in mouth moments.
He sort of gave a bit of a torrid time for 5 or 6 minutes. I thought NCR was going to get booked fairly early in the half, which I guess could have changed his game. But he seemed to have the beating him every time. And we were just a bit sloppy, weren't we, out the blocks after half time? Our passes weren't connecting. It wasn't. We just didn't get going at all, which is why the Bon goal came at such a good time for us.
Yeah, well, talk to me about this. So it's Dave's already mentioned Edwards. It's a really great bit of attacking play. Beats his man, doesn't he? And talk to us about the goal.
Superb run by Edwards, like we say, some end product. I guess we were a bit. This is the first time we've seen him have some end product. He's brilliant at beating his man and getting it down the wing. But we saw a couple of times in the first half when the cross didn't find its man. But he does absolutely superbly. Gets the cross in. Bon with that touch on the left foot or the right left foot to bring the ball down and kill it, and then just to slot it home. Absolutely superb goal. Really, really good class. A top draw player, clinical. He goes cold when he's got a chance, and yet again he's buried it.
But he knows where Stockdale is as well. Perfect placement in terms of there's a defender I think that's quite close in as well. So
it's all about the touch, isn't it? That touch just completely sets him. It's superb, absolutely brilliant technique.
I was not just saying it's the awareness, because he spins, so he does a 360 spin and puts that in. I mean, it's just the awareness of him. It's a great finish. Yeah, really, really clever finish.
Yeah, and his confidence is there now. I think I was a bit frustrated because there were quite a lot of high direct passes that were played out to him to try to reduce some of the tension down the other end of the pitch, and his head is quite loose, but he's always got the instinct, and he's always a test for their defense, always getting in behind. Selena dinks the ball over the top for him on 53, and he's kind of, I think, maybe caught in two minds whether to go around Stockdale or lob him, and goes for the lob and doesn't really quite come off.
That was potential Cheltenham-esque, that one, wasn't it? But that had the potential to be Cheltenham-esque miss, that one, didn't it?
I mean, I don't know about anyone else. Tell me in the comments what your thoughts were when Selena was running through. My first thought was, how are we not going to score this goal? I
think you might have been with us, Rich. I remember having a very, very similar feeling when Freddie Sears hadn't scored for about 80 games at Reading away the other season.
I wasn't there, but yeah.
He charges down the clearance and the ball is bouncing. We got to score. Oh, it's Freddie. It's Freddie.
Please
score. Nods it in.
And then 59 minutes, Dave. I mean, it's going to get even better. Vincent Young is dashing down the right-hand side. And what a finish from Burns.
Oh, he can finish, can't he? It's a great finish. He doesn't flinch. I think one touch and absolutely buries it past Stockdale, doesn't he? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, the break that was on, and then for a few minutes after that, I like to mix it up with I Follow. So I listened to Suffolk first half, and then I listened to Three Counties second half. I quite like that. It's all right. I didn't know who was commentating, but yeah, they were saying that I don't know how they described it on Suffolk second half, but they said Wycombe are here for the absolute taking. If Ipswich.
Really?
Absolutely. Oh, really were.
At that point in the game, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. 3-1. They said they're absolutely rocking now. Someone needs to take control and put their foot on it. They were really big on Nsiala. Absolutely huge on NCR, which is quite interesting, really interesting.
Yeah, especially because he eventually gives away a foul on 64 minutes, kind of thinking the referee is going to give something at some point. You could hear the home sport were getting frustrated.
Yeah.
And finally, how he didn't get a booking though, he's done really well there, hasn't he? I do need to mention 64. The worst goal mouth scramble I think I've ever seen. I think Norwich might have scored a goal against Villa in the early Premier League era, where basically every man in this dog swings a boot at the ball, it deflects off people's elbows and faces. And in the end, I think it's Hallen who kicks the ball against his standing foot and it goes out for a goal kick.
I said on the WhatsApp, that was classic League One, wasn't it? That
quality League One quality, that was.
You'll see it in a couple of years' time on a Nick Hancock Christmas special.
Oh, that'll be on. That must be on. Yeah, good grief.
Somebody needs to put the Benny Hill theme tune over the top of it or something like that. I mean, there's not a huge amount. I mean, there's the aerial bombardment, isn't there, that we were all expecting.
We gave away a lot of
free kicks.
I thought we gave away quite. I know the ball was getting in there, but and they're pressing, but we gave, I thought, a lot of cheap free kicks. Well, I mean, I know they win them and they're quite clever, but that was frustrating me a bit. But to be fair, the quality of their delivery wasn't great at all, was it?
No, well, Jacobson is the threat, and 69, I think it is. He hits one wide, and everyone was kind of panicking. Brenner was certainly panicking about that situation, and that's probably in respect of clear-cut chances. It was just crosses into the box. We're going to talk about Walton's save in a second. Harper comes on before that, Hanlon, does he get away with a second yellow and a red card here, guys?
I thought so. Personally,
so you think,
I thought he left his foot in a little bit on Evans.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I could see.
But then when you watched it back, to be fair, Evans' reaction made it look worse, I think.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
So Hanlon, I think, is fortunate, but referee probably makes the
probably got it right.
Cool. Harper comes on for Vincent Young. A really good spell there for Vincent Young. Definitely a confidence booster.
Brilliant.
Burns goes to right wing back effectively. Harper had some really iffy moments early on as well, some really lazy or kind of trying to be too creative and gave the ball away, but definitely had a few moments of good possession, time wasting, clock wasting possession. But 75, here comes the cavalry in the form of Sonny Kaikai and Adebayo Akinfenwa.
Bayo comes on, doesn't he?
You can still find him.
It's going to get worse then, don't you? This is going to be out and out bombardment, and it was straight away, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's 3 minutes later. It's this header from Anthony Stewart from a corner, low kind of drilled corner. Really doesn't, and it's quite near post as well. And Stewart's in lots of space, and what a save, Seb!
Yeah,
Great
top
save.
draw save, wasn't it? We spoke at the start of the season how nice it would be for a goalie to have a commanding performance and make a save when you want them to make one, and it was an absolutely critical save. And then we get a bit lucky, don't we? The ball falls to the guy who puts it wide, but yeah, an absolutely top draw save. And he had a really, really good game. I thought Walton tonight, really good.
It was quite funny about that. Just quickly, my mate, I said, went to the Plymouth game. Said he's not an Ipswich fan. He said sort of neutral, and he said he described our keeper as like being huge, like Goliath. And I said, we've got 2 others who are even taller.
Yes, yeah. He's the shortest. No, Ladky's shortest.
Well, probably Lackey just about is, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Obviously, if that goes in, then we all know what's likely to happen
It's
in
a bad time.
the remaining few minutes. Yeah, the bombardment. We all could have seen what was coming. So a massive save, crucial.
Fantastic save.
Yeah, 81 Vokes, who hadn't really featured a huge amount, slashes a shot that deflects wide. Walton is beaten. He's not getting that, and fortunately, it's the right side of the post for us. 82. I've written this down just because I couldn't believe it. Morsey kind of goes on this weird marauding run down the left-hand touchline.
I don't know how he kept it in. Yeah, I don't know how he kept it in.
Suddenly, he's in the penalty area, isn't he? It's just, strange. Selena dances across the pitch. 86 plays in Edwards, takes the ball on, fires a shot at Stockdale, makes sure it's going wide. Aluko comes on for Edwards. Your thoughts, Seb, on Edwards' performance?
Really good, really, really good. Crucial in the second goal. He's such a good outlet. He carries the ball so quickly and he lets us move up the pitch so quickly. When you've got him on the left and Burns on the right, you're going to be very rapid getting the ball down the pitch, and that's crucial to how we play. So a really, really good night's work from him.
And Akinfenwa volleys over into the stand in injury time, and then I'm really struggling because at this point I'm panicking because I'm seeing the time and think I need to prepare for the live show. Is it a Wycombe corner that we counter-attack from for the 4th goal?
Yeah, I think so. It's a Wycombe corner swung in, wasn't it? And we just clear it, and Selena just dinks it past
Stockdale on
the halfway line. Dinks it past him and runs it home.
Yeah, Stockdale's committed, isn't he?
Does the normal shirt off of yellow card.
He loves the shirt off yellow card, doesn't he? He loves it.
We need to hope that he gets the 5, but I think that if it's Football Manager, I'm giving him a big fine.
Talking about yellows, I don't pick up on it. Did Morsey pick up a yellow in there somewhere or not?
I don't think he did. He was involved in that spat, wasn't he, where the Wycombe player went down, but I think the ref let it all go.
And Ciala and Selena, and we can confirm that Morsey's on, I think it's now 3 from Plymouth.
Yeah.
3 yellow cards.
Oh, 3.
Okay. The cups don't count, and he didn't get booked in the league for Borough. So people have been asking about that, and we've tweeted about it. But only Selena and Ciala, only 2 for them. Kind of felt like there should be more there.
The ref let quite a lot go, didn't he? He let it
Paul
go.
Durkin,
really.
The referee.
Yeah, he was Paul Durkin lookalike, wasn't he?
Paul Durkin lookalike. Do you know what I thought the ref did? I mean, I didn't obviously see the ref. Apparently, by all means, by and large, the ref was awful on all the reports I've heard. The ref was really bad on Saturday, but I thought the ref kept it going. So I thought he did okay tonight, to be fair.
Yeah, and are you aware that the 4th official tonight was the referee in a Hartlepool game, I think, on Saturday, called 4 minutes of added time and then didn't play it. He was our 4th official tonight, so that was his reward.
He called 4 minutes.
4 minutes of
on the
injury
board.
time at the
4
end of the
minutes
game,
came up,
and then blew the whistle at 90 minutes. Forgot to play for the injury time.
Brilliant.
Anyway, let's get to the comments. We will plow through as many of these as we can. Obviously, the feel good factor is here. We want to keep the show going on as long as possible. So as long as you stay with us, we will keep going, which I'm sure Dave and Seb are very delighted about. Michael, one of the Brisbane contingent, I like the way we seem to have one defensive fullback and one more attacking one. Thoughts on that, guys?
I guess it'll be interesting now. I know we've got the 2 cup games now with the FA Cup and then the Pizza Cup, but yeah, I guess it's a bit of horses for courses now. Donatian was playing so well for the last month or so, and then Vincent Young looked back to his best tonight. So it's great to have another option in the fullback position. I guess I don't know what Cook will do, but either way, you can't really lose. But it might be a case of horses for courses, mightn't it?
Yeah, Chris's thoughts here. Is this Cook's first choice 11? Coulson injury side. Harsh on Chaplin, but great to see Edwards and Selena delivering the same side, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, it is a little bit harsh on Chaplin, who's been really, really good. I mean, again, by all accounts, he wasn't so effective on Saturday at Plymouth, but he's been exceptional, really, hasn't he? So, it's a nice problem. It's a nice problem to have, isn't it? It's a really nice problem to have. You know, I was Selena in that 10-3 role. You think, you know, wasn't quite sure tonight, but yeah, once he got to grips with it, he's just, you could see he's just too good. He's just a step up from this level, isn't he? He really is.
He's just
He
too good
really
for
is.
them.
Oh, goodness me.
Mark Marksman, can we win the league? Well, mathematically, it's not impossible.
Yeah, I think perhaps Rotherham might have something to say about that.
They're on a run, aren't they?
Yeah.
Evening to Robert, great result. Yeah, Andreas, quite right. Shout out to the travelling army,
outstanding.
Adams Park, who will still be there, getting out of the car park. We wish you all the best. It'll take you longer to get home from Wycombe than it will from Plymouth.
Any ideas? It was only 6,000 there, wasn't it? Just over tonight. How many did we have? 1,500. How many did we have there?
Isn't it? Yeah, 1,500. I thought.
Yeah,
1,500. I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So
evening to Jules, my mucker DD. Evening to you. Get in there. Yeah. Barring injuries, Mark's back. Do we keep the same side
for Oxford? Yeah, I can't see why you'd look to change much.
Yeah, I mean, obviously
that's harsh on Chaplin, I guess.
Very harsh. I mean, the left back will be the interesting position there, won't it? If you know how bad Coulson is, that looked a nasty one, didn't he? I mean, he swung. It was really absolutely full pelt, wasn't he? So, yeah, the full back position will be an interesting. Could be if he's out. You know, does Penny come back in? I mean, he wasn't at his best for sure on Saturday, and pretty much rare for Cook. Almost called him out as well, didn't he? Which is quite rare for.
Doesn't like to throw the players under the bus.
No, so that would be, I guess, the only thing he may have. I mean, who knows? By then, Donassi may be fit, and we might see Vincent Young on the left there. Who knows?
He can play both sides. Yeah,
I guess we'll know if Kenlock starts the 2 cup games. We'll know that Coulson's potentially out for a little while.
Yeah, well, Kenlock's obviously not available in the league because he wasn't registered.
No.
Rosie Boy's figured it out. Selena's awesome, but needs to keep a shirt on silly bookings. Perhaps he's trying to get his ban in for Christmas break. He needs to score 3 more goals, Rosie Boy. But yeah, I like the logic.
I think it's a bit harsh. Surely you should only get a booking if you're bare chested and you take your shirt off.
Yeah, I mean this is the one for Room 101, Seb. I kind of feel
there
like
you go.
Banish that nonsense because it is. What is it? Is someone getting offended by men's chests? You know, they shouldn't be. They should be applauded.
Or compression vests.
Andrew, what a great result! I didn't see it coming, but we are Ipswich. You just never know. Brilliant support again. Blue Army.
Again, did you see it really coming at Pompey? I must admit, I didn't go into that game with any great deal of confidence.
For half time, these games, they just suddenly there's a moment of divergence, isn't there? Where suddenly we just, and that's, I guess, this is what a Paul Cook team has got in its locker, isn't it? Is to suddenly, because he's not going to shut up shop. He's told us, I'm not going to shut up shop. He's going to get, if you get seconds,
there it is.
You're going to get the third, and you might get a fourth as well.
So that's what now? Is that 34 games and 34 goals in 16 games?
Crazy.
I saw one. Yeah, there's a comment you'll come to in a minute where it took us till March to score that number of goals last year. Apparently,
we'll cover that in a second. Alex is right. Mature performance tonight, wasn't it, Seb? Some areas to improve. And forwards don't link up all that well as a unit, but yeah, a mature performance in really tough circumstances.
Very, and especially like we've said, given the first 20 minutes, it'd been very easy to go into our shell and sort of retreat and not compete, but we really stood up.
Evening to Giovanni Bananas. I think I've fallen in love with Ipswich again. Loving that. Here's Chris Rand, always sensible in the comments. What's Chris got to say? Every time someone seems to nail down a position for some reason or another.
Good point.
Another player comes in and makes themselves undroppable. The most recent have been Burns undroppable until Aluko. Now it's Chaplin with Selena, guys. Thoughts on that?
That's a great point. Point. Yeah.
I agree.
I think we certainly said about Chaplin and Aluko's been crack. He's been superb, hasn't he? Scoring goals. I mean, broke his nose, didn't he? I think that was it for the first half against Fleetwood. But again, what a nice problem to have.
Yep. Will's missing all the statement wins, first pumping now this, but you're here now, Will, and that's what matters most. You are here with us, reveling in the post-match warmth, the basking glow of a 4-1 away win. Rodders has got us a fix there. We are gluing Selena's shirt on. Evening to Sully. Aussies are great, but don't forget to come from this side of the pond for the live show. We're here as well.
Dennis,
evening to Sully and our friends in New York. We never forget you guys.
No.
John Llewellyn, call your Jets. Yeah, okay. We're not won the league yet.
Not yet.
Joe Fairs, is Sam Morsey the Roy Keane of League One? In a good way, Joe, I hope. Thoughts on that one, Seb?
Yeah, he
Interpret it how you like.
dominated the ball again today, didn't he? He's got it in his locker. We just perhaps haven't seen it quite enough so far this season. But when he's on it, he makes things look so easy. He makes things tick over so nicely, and yeah, there's no reason he can't dominate every game because he should be given his pedigree.
Yep,
three counties radio. We're loving him even more than they were loving Enciala. Absolutely loved Morsey.
Big game for him tonight in that kind of situation. Brings out the best. Andrew, love your great content, lads. Great work you do every week. Love listening to podcasts while out delivering my letters home is around in Halstead.
Very nice.
Andrew, the singing postman, that's what we want, or the podding postman, that's what we are after. Edwards, Rob Martinelli, it's a really Martindale. Edwards' defending was excellent as well tonight. And I said this on a pod at some point. That's what Edwards gives you in that left position that Selena didn't against Fleetwood. And now I can see why Selena's been shifted into the middle.
Yeah.
I think that's a really big point.
Yep. Edwards much more disciplined in that
we
position.
We can agree with that. And Joe's talked about the save. We've talked about that one. That's a biggie. And Sully reckons they scored while Coulson was incapacitated. I guess he was. Yeah, I'm just checking.
He was on one leg, really, wasn't he? Yeah,
he was.
It took us a while to get the sub on, didn't it?
Fair comment.
Skip, this must be the turning point, surely. How many times have we said
Ipswich
that?
Town, isn't it? This is Ipswich Town.
Yeah. Ewan, yes, the Super Blues. Watch that one pre-work down under. Another Aussie. Good.
How many Aussie fans? Where will these Aussie fans come from?
We love it. The Aussie,
unbelievable.
Don't forget the New York contingent, but our Aussie on the live show because everyone's getting up. So
don't mention the cricket.
No, but the Robert, they might hopefully expats. Then we can talk about
yeah, probably.
We can talk about Butler. Got the rubber degree now, and then nothing, but we didn't deserve. Yeah, I quite agree. Definitely. I mean, possibly not a 4-1 game, but I think it felt like a 3-1 game. I think in that second half. Alex, very good, but I think we're talking about. Is this Morsey or Edwards?
Edwards, possibly, I think, protecting Burgess on the left.
Yeah,
definitely some. KVY praise coming in there. Shame Coulson got injured. He only downside says Nathan. Think would agree with that. Evening to Tim on the live show. London slapped again. Streaky Lee back to his best. How many
was it in the end? I saw it was 3. What was it in the end?
I saw 3. Yeah, I don't know if they conceded a 4th, but
let me see if I can find that. I've got the league table.
But like Tim says, goal difference could be so vital.
Well, they've been slapped. I mean, they were 4 at Portsmouth, 5 at Rotherham, 3 tonight.
Streaky Lee.
Yeah.
Well, that's very streaky.
That's what we need. I mean, but we need teams up around those positions to be, doing that kind of stuff.
I mean, we must have almost +9, +10 now. Goal difference must be up there.
Shall I put the league table
so. Yeah, it must be by now.
I think so. I think it must be 9.
Let me see if I can get the league table up. Very slow. The host doesn't know what he's doing, and now I need to. Now there we go. Padding. Boom. Oh, I've got a comment in the way. There we go.
Oh yeah, Wigan.
Yeah.
Great result. They were 2-0
down. They were 2-0 down as well.
Down. Yeah.
Yeah. So look at that. 3 defeats on the trot for Sunderland there.
Yeah, it's what they do.
Oxford 3 on the bounce as well, though. They're in form coming up.
Next up.
Yeah.
Getting close.
But yeah, that by far the highest scorers in the division by 4, I think, with top scorers in the league. So there you go.
Yeah, it looks like Wigan are the next closest, aren't they, on 30? So, yeah, as Tim said, goal difference could be crucial, couldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Going back to your comments then. Les, has our team finally grown a pair this evening, Seb?
After the first 20 minutes, yeah, absolutely. In the first 3 minutes, I don't think so. But after that, yeah, they really, really stood up and got stuck in, didn't they?
Yep. I've got so many. I'm so behind as well. I'm going to power through as quickly as I can. Think he did a focus with Burgess coming in. We've talked about that. Giovanni Bernardes, man of the match. The supporters, absolutely magnificent display. We talked about that. Let's see if I can. Yeah, we've got some. Edwards did some really good defensive work tonight. I think we mentioned this. Alex, thoughts on the ref? Briefly talked about this. I thought he did okay with this. Third goal was a gift.
Yeah, there was that. No, that's true. Actually, I thought the ref had a good game, but yeah, again, as they would be, the 3 counties commentators were also fairly incensed that there wasn't a foul given on Hanlon, pretty much on the edge of our box in the build up to our to the goal.
Yeah, I thought he just about got right. We were kind of talking that
It's like 6-1.
You need to figure. You go into a game against Wycombe, kind of knowing what to expect, and it's really easy to get sucked in with their physicality to just assume that that's okay. And I think possibly early on he did do that, and then maybe we figured out a little bit how to play him a little bit. Andy's off to bed, but he's a very happy chappy. Sweet dreams, Andy. Thank you for joining us. What else have we got? Matthew Brown, most convincing goalkeeping performance in a Town shirt I've seen in about 2 years, Dave. 2 years isn't really setting the bar too high, though, I guess.
Maybe he meant since Bart, perhaps. Did he perhaps that's what he means? 2 years, 3, 2. Yeah, he was very good. And I just like he comes for crosses, and he doesn't look like he's going to drop them either, does he? He comes for them. He's quite dominant. He commits. He's a presence, and you can see why he wanted him in so badly.
And I thought on set pieces generally tonight we did okay for the most part. We were definitely winning the first ball and clearing the ball at least to the edge of the box. So that was impressive. Jamie B87, Morty outstanding. Vince Younger into the game. Edwards worked his socks off. Yeah, lots of people sticking out for praise tonight, and I think those three definitely up there. And Blaggers, I bet I wasn't the only one who didn't expect Ipswich to score first after half time. No, certainly the way this half started. Luke. Still got Fraser to come back. We'll play on Saturday, I presume. Yeah, I mean, there is so much quality there.
Carroll.
Tom
Carroll. What? Where's he been? Where's he gone? Where is he? Oh, he's just madness. Yeah, be an interesting game Saturday. Interesting team, hopefully Saturday. Yeah, a competitive one, like I said.
Yeah, some good opportunities there for people to. It'd be good to win a cup tie, wouldn't it? I mean, there's all kinds of stats about how crap we are in the FA Cup, so it'd be good to get.
Did I read somewhere that over the past, I don't know, why it was 19 and that 19 cup ties sticks in my mind. So the last 19 cup ties, of all the teams currently in the league, or maybe one or two of the teams that dropped out, we would be 92nd.
I think someone else told me that as well.
It was a bizarre stat like that. It is. I mean, it is truly appalling. And under previous managers, it's almost just been expected and acceptable. But like I said, with the squad, the depth of squad we've got now, and players needing game time, we should be really competitive. And it'd just be great to get to the bloody third round, wouldn't it? Third round and draw get a really great home draw against someone. It'd be brilliant.
AFC Sudbury, there you go.
There you go.
Rob, don't want to get ahead of myself, but it was tonight a little taste of how high the ceiling could be for the squad. Yeah, I think who was the guy who said, call your Jets, guys? I think we possibly temper a little bit, but
of course.
The fact against that type of opposition, I think, and Rodders here, Wycombe started looking disorganised and nervy after we scored, carrying scars from Saturday back. But I think that's partly due to how well we were playing and that we attacked them. And I can't imagine too many teams rock up to Wycombe and attack them. 6 home wins out of 6 prior to tonight tells you the story there. So that doesn't necessarily surprise me that they don't like it up them, maybe.
And they score late as well. This is why I was saying, almost squirming on the sofa watching it. They score quite late and they come on strong quite late. But I thought we saw it out pretty well. Yeah,
Skip and Les kind of saying similar stuff, imposed our game on them rather than trying to counter theirs. Agree with that. Sam, unreal game, real switch. All of a sudden, 30 minutes and also great atmosphere too. Agreed that. Eric Clacton, Selena Swagger, Andy Nichols. Come on, boys, let's hit that like button. We endorse that message. Thank you to Biles on Facebook. Thank you to Ewan, Max, Andrew, James, Jason. All of you giving a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, do likewise. It only helps nudging us up the algorithms. We always appreciate that. So thank you for the thumbs up from everyone there. What else have we got here? I've skipped around a little bit. 3 home games on the bounce now. Cup and trophy. We still got to go for wins. Agree with
we need momentum, don't we? Yeah, we need the momentum to build now. So you're right. Even with the so-called second string, we should be looking to knock.
And it would be good to get to Wembley and the EFL trophies. No, Seb.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we're one of 6-7 clubs in the league that hasn't played there. So absolutely, yeah. Given the quality of our so-called reserve side now, we should be looking to knock Oldham and Colne, to pieces.
I think basically, if we beat how the results are panned in that, if we beat Colne, we're through. We don't beat them by a margin. I think if we win, we're through, aren't we? Is that pretty much how it's
a win is enough.
Yeah, winning in. Nick, we need to say Nick. Thank you so much. Be careful what you wish for. Nick Barr, thank you for the super chat donation. Really appreciate all the support everyone offers to the channel. Nick, thank you so much. Nick, we might have spoken to you in the Graham possibly or not. Don't worry if it's not you. But thank you so much for that. You can do likewise. Press the $sign.
Rich speaks to everyone in the Greyhound. So
everyone come and say hello to me. I drunkenly stumble into most people in the Greyhound. So do come and say hello. I might not remember your name, but that's not. It's only because I'm brain cells, words. Nick, thank you so much for that. Really appreciate it. And you can do likewise, as I said, on Super Chat. Or if you want to, we do have a website and we don't really talk too much about it. All the details you need to know about where to find us on our socials, our YouTube, our podcast feeds, and how to donate to the channel if you wish via different means. All of that stuff, bluemonday.itfc.co.uk. All the details of our shows this week. Back on the pre-match, probably a pre-record, Seb.
Yeah,
Friday
morning on Thursday, out Friday, yeah.
And Flagship back out on Monday morning as well. So there's some plugs for some other bits and pieces, but all the stuff you need to know, Blue Monday, itfc.co.uk. What else have we got in the comments? We'll keep going a little bit longer. I hope that's all right. Stick with us because I'm catching up. And I did want to put the comment up the same.
Yeah, my missus has just knocked on the door with my Oval team. Hang on.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dave. Long past your bedtime. Rob, took us 30 games. There we go, Seb. We're 20 minutes behind.
Wow.
Last season, scored the same number of goals. Are you not entertained? Agree with that.
That is incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. Wow.
Guys asking us about Vincent Young and Burgess. I think both put in good performances. Will Vincent Young get to keep the jersey? What do you think about that one, Seb?
Well, yeah, tonight he was back to the Vincent Young that we were all expecting to start the season, but that is Harson's Donacien. You know, Donatien's played really well so far this season. Got himself a few assists, but yeah, it's a good dilemma for Cook to have, isn't it?
Yeah. Stevie Watson, I need to confirm which team Stevie supports. Well done, lads. The amount of chances you created on Saturday, I thought you were a good side. It was only a matter of time before it clicked. It's going to be an exciting season. Are you a tractor boy, Stevie? You need to, talking about Ipswich as you, but maybe you're a tractor boy. But yeah, maybe great chances. Not sure.
Maybe Plymouth.
Plymouth, maybe.
Yeah, I reckon Plymouth, where he says you were a good side.
That's
I'd say Plymouth.
Yeah. Oh, thanks for joining us, Stevie. Appreciate it.
Yeah, nice one.
Thanks for having that. Nathan, talking about January already. Barry back to Villa, wholly annoyed out, in bomb permanently. Tate from Fleetwood, we wish. Where would we play him? Who's are you going to kick out the team, Nathan? That's what I guess. Yeah,
he's the option for when Morsey inevitably gets suspended, isn't he?
He was outstanding in that game, wasn't he? He really was good. He was very, very impressive.
We keep talking about the jiggery pokery. Les, is this the end of the Renaissance? Yeah, I'm not sure.
I can't believe it. I think Donacien will be straight back in. I'd be very surprised if he's not. He's been outstanding, hasn't he? That would be harsh, I think. The KVY's come in and everyone wants him to do well because we know what an exciting player he was when he came to the club until he got his injuries and stuff. But I think Chaplin's one thing, Chaplin, Selena's one thing, but I think that would be extremely harsh on Donacien. He's been absolutely brilliant. Probably, other than Bond, he's probably been our best player this season.
I agree. I think that happens.
Overall.
And I do think Vincent Young goes over to left back.
That could work. That could work.
1,800-ish, Sam Page reckons the attendance was. So fantastic support.
It was nearly a third of the crowd.
Yeah. Yeah, indeed. Yeah, I was expecting Wycombe to have more than that, but it is as I said, it's a nightmare to get into. Dave, week and a half off for the injured. One's carrying knocks before Oxford is useful. Even Burns, we need to talk about Burns. He didn't really feature a huge amount until the end of the first half. But coming back from a virus, if it's something that if it's Bradford and Bingley, we've all maybe had that at some time and know what it's like to run around on a football pitch. So that was a good performance out of Burns tonight, wasn't it, Seb?
Absolutely, yeah, and he went to right back about the 70th minute mark, was it? So he's asking even more of him athletically at that point. So yeah, really, really good shift, great goal, and he can have a rest for the next couple of games, can't he?
Sounds like Brett, BMJ celebrating immediately on Twitter. What a breath of fresh air compared to last few seasons, and also a supporters Q&A on Monday as well with Ed Schwartz, Mike, Mark Ashton, Paul Cook. Yeah, a lot more transparency there, which is fantastic as well.
To see.
So we also, my favourite YouTuber is back. Eric Hitchmo, tip for the Blue Monday office Christmas party. We don't agree.
Eric
Hitchmo.
The claw.
Thank you very much, Eric, for that. What is your real name, really? Eric, thank you so much for the super chat. We really appreciate that. That's fantastic. And who's that photo as well? Someone somewhere has had their photo used
Outstanding stuff.
Yes, maybe not purposes they had expected it. Graham Tate, Ipswich are a Jekyll and Hyde side. It's a little bit like that, isn't it, guys?
A little bit.
But at least it keeps things like this exciting. Yeah, what else have we got here? Eric's back on the chat. We're making our presence known to those above us. Come on, you Blues.
Yeah, it's a statement, isn't it? It's the kind of result that makes the rest of the league sort of sit up and think,
definitely.
Are they going to get going?
Yeah, Rob, Morsey, brilliant this evening. Great on the ball. Heartbeat of the team. Loving the show. Thank you very much, Rob. And Morsey leading by example. Captain's performance. We said that tonight. Definitely. Here we go. I think someone else mentioned this and I skipped through it because I wasn't sure what it was. Rosie Boy 74. Shirt removal was a booking as the shirt sponsor was not visible during the player celebrations. That's why. I'm sure Ed Sheeran doesn't really care after a result like that. I don't know why the FA care about that either, but maybe
I always thought it was to do with whipping up the crowd because it quite often I thought it was like inciting the crowd. That's the reason
exactly what I thought. Exactly what I thought.
Jason making a point here. Guess who Sunderland's next league game is? I'm guessing, and I need to probably double check this. I can assume, is it us by any chance?
Well, that means they've got a week off the week of the 13th.
International break.
Oh yeah.
They're off then.
I think they might be playing Lincoln, but internationals we think maybe. Not sure. We'll go with Jason. We'll trust in Jason. But it might be a good time to play Sunderland, I think, is what we're inferring on that. John Jones, amazing to see turnaround in atmosphere since New Year came in. Certainly post-match as well. As Seb and I were saying, we did quite a few of these, Dave, last season, and it was not 4-1s and 4-0s. It was 0-0s and 1-0s.
It's a bit flat. It's hard to talk it up. So, we even said, we said when we were in the ground all of us were in the ground before the Fleetwood game. I think I said after just how good the atmosphere was in just in there and around the team, around the club. It's just everything is a lift, isn't it? It's just everything just feels good, and it will, because perhaps we have had a disappointing start, but you, as someone said, surely we've got to be entertained by that. I mean, it's just chalk and cheese, isn't it? Amazing.
Yeah. And the goals,
and it should be. Looking at the quality of players, look, the quality in the team is with the forward players, isn't it? For goodness sake, you can see that. It's exciting times, but as was it someone Llewellyn said, call your jets. Yeah, this is Ipswich, so don't take anything for granted just yet. That's for sure.
Our chickens. We'll do a few more comments. We want predictions for Oldham. Any team selections you want to see on that point? Alex is hoping to see Fraser, Chapman, and Piggott on Saturday. Seb and Ashley really feel for Piggott. Wharton is the main man, and then Bond completely stolen this under, and rightfully so. But Piggott's obviously had a really tough
time off the pitch as well for him. Tough time. But he's quality. When he came into the summer, we all kind of thought he was going to be the one to fire us up the league, and quality will shine through. He'll get a chance now in the next couple of games, and there will be a point in the season, where Bon is off form or maybe injured or something, and to have a player like Piggott able to come in just shows the absolute quality of the squad, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. And hopefully, as the guys are saying there, is it Alex? Hopefully he gets a chance on Saturday and takes a few chances as well. That's what it'll be interesting Saturday.
Will we see Barry get a chance on Saturday?
Lesser spotted, Darren.
The lesser spotted. There's a lot. I mean, it should be a strong side. Wolfenden, you'd think Penny probably will play. Obviously, Ladkey will be in goal.
Can Kenlock play in the cup?
Kenlock can play in the cup. So
Kenlock. Yeah,
come back in when he get to midfield, I assume, alongside maybe Evans, or maybe rest him and drop Harper deeper. There's so many options, isn't there?
I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? Absolutely ridiculous.
Even it's a Darryl. I assume Darryl Florida. Tam put away the chances tonight. They missed on Saturday. Fine margins. It always seems to be that way, isn't it? So I'm going to be sleepy at work tomorrow, but worth it tonight. Loving that. Good to see we can do the ugly side of the balls. Football, says Michael, and play with style too. Matthew Vickers, this is the question we're going to see more and more of. Christmas adverts on the telly, so people are thinking about January transfer window. Guys, one position each, one type of player.
Back up to Morsey.
Dave?
Yeah, and the lad we spoke about earlier would be great. It would be a great job.
Right, there you go. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you,
Absolute
Skip.
great drop.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Alex is suggesting a left back, possibly. Eric, I'm going to put this up because I'm getting hoarse, but I'm trying my best. Love it when Rich is host. It's very rare that I hear that. So thank you very much for that, Eric.
Rich.
I usually hear the opposite, frankly. So it's always nice to get some positive
Where's
feedback.
Ben? Where's Ben?
Yeah.
Is he ever going to be
He's
on?
at the game. He's at the game.
Is he ever going to be on?
I hope he's listening. And he's managed to get out of Wycombe, get out of Dodge, because
It's great. It was a great picture of the three amigos before the game, wasn't it? Mikey,
land of the Giants
Mikey,
for Ben,
Ben and Craig. Like he was surrounded by poor Ben was surrounded by the land of the Giants, wasn't he?
Yeah. Alex suggested Vincent Young more of a Cook player than Donasian, Seb?
Good point.
Yeah, he is. I guess in a Paul Cook team, you expect the fullback to be bombing on for the whole 90 minutes. But Donasian, he's added that to his game this season as well. Yeah. He's very good defensively, but he's got 3-4 assists.
Yeah.
So he has added that as well, to be fair.
And I think he's forged a really good understanding with Burns, certainly. Donasian.
Yep. Gary, I need to put. I want to put this up there. This is something that I guess is a modern day kind of thing about the cookouts have gone quite long last. Now we've gelled. We talked about this before. In terms of what we do here on the podcast, we talk about the game we've just seen. We tried to have a bit of hindsight and context and all that kind of stuff in what we're saying, but we generally have to talk about the fixtures we've got. And I guess there's a difficulty with people criticising Cook. You're kind of you're anti-Ipswich and you're too positive on Cook. You're ignoring some blatant problems. I think the truth, as we always say on the show, is somewhere in the middle. So I'm always kind of keen to not kind of push people into pigeonhole them as cooking. I think you can be critical and assess what's in front of you. And I think that's probably all we want is success for Ipswich. And some people have different views and we always have to kind of accommodate those as well. So hopefully, as you say, Gary, it's gelled onwards and upwards is what we want, isn't it? So let's be positive on that, but call our jets at the same time. Which I think is probably the quote of the night. Les, can't believe I'm looking forward to FA Cup round 1 and Pizza Cup games. Yeah, well, stranger things have happened. Who knows how that could.
That'll be Dash Les at 5 o'clock on Saturday when we have a 2-1 defeat to Oldham. Don't worry about that.
Who then draw someone? Yeah, I guess the second round ties are going to be exciting. So, Harry, Tuesday night when we decide to perform. Yeah, I mean it works out well for these shows, doesn't it? James B, the football we play now compared to 2 seasons ago is unreal. We will lose a few, but so good. I need to shout out, and if you stay with us so far, and a lot of you have, the numbers are really good. So we'll go on a couple more minutes longer. We'll go for the hour. Harry from Bath messaged me after Plymouth, everyone. He's doing really well. So shout out evening to Harry.
Brilliant, mate.
Hopefully you're watching or you're watching again on demand. And he made a suggestion that there's a bit of Paul Jewell-ness to Paul Cook, I think in a positive way. And I think that chimes with James's point here, guys, that the way that we play accent as well is that sometimes we'll lose because the intent is to win. And maybe that's sometimes at his detriment. I guess, James, I don't want to put words in your mouth. Perhaps what you're suggesting there too. Jason's back. Sunderland's Lincoln match is postponed for international call-ups. So we are the next league game. There we go. So
wow.
For Sunderland, that is. I know Mark has mentioned it, but yeah. Skip, is it 150k for Morsey? If it is,
apparently so.
Century suggesting,
wasn't it?
Yeah. So
you can see why he was the one. He was the one he was apparently waiting for all summer, wasn't he? It didn't look like it at one point, but yeah.
Alex thinks this is why he did not transfer fee. Michael, whatever the result, we look like we can win every time we go onto the pitch. And I guess again that kind of chimes with James' point as well.
It's just really a shame that we just didn't get something from that Plymouth game, which by chances we probably deserve. But we talk about momentum, and we build it again, but you'd have really had it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I feel really conflicted. The numbers for the live stream are highest they've been throughout the whole evening. So we'll do a couple of minutes for you. We're injury time. I'm going to, unlike the referee, the fourth official tonight, I'm going to play injury time. We're going to skip through it very quickly though. Les, we might not always play great, but it's the potential of the team that's so exciting. Yeah, good. Need to realise that potential, and I guess that's the debate that Gary's talking about, gelling and so on. We talked about January prediction. There you go. We're at home, I think, aren't we? So
yes, we are.
2-0.
Yeah, we're at home. Yeah,
2-0 at home, and lots of love from Matete in the chat. Steve 154 definitely.
He's on a free, isn't he? I think he's out of contract.
He is out of contract.
Someone's going to get a bargain. Chuck up,
$500
grand at him or something.
Good lord, that would be sensational, wouldn't it?
Selena's most effective position, asked Matthew Seb, number 10.
I think so. Yeah, obviously last time around he was on the left, but Edward seems to have made that his own, and he's just a clever player, finds space, and he's just so good. So yeah, but harsh on Chaplin.
Nuance isn't a popular thing in the 2020s. I agree with that. Good luck everyone at COP26, by the way, as well. What else have we got here? I'm skipping through a few of these. Apologies for that. Good to see Burn Shifter right back gives another option. Yeah, didn't really have a huge amount of work to do on that side, guys, but we know that he can play there, and good to see that, Dave.
Yeah, he's a quality player. You know, I think he's had some fitness issues this season, but I've been really impressed with him.
Yep. We turned the corner when Morsi came. Yeah, I guess safety guy 20's got a point.
Yeah, absolutely.
There. And
it didn't look quite right, did it? With Harper and Evans, didn't quite look right, did it? We were so open, weren't we?
And Simon got the balance right. Strong squad starting to show. Attacking play looks dangerous. Selena stepping up in the link role. Lots of choice with him and Chaplin. I think we concur with that. The numbers for the live stream are the largest they've been through the whole evening. So a lot of late night love. That's the wrong. It's a different type of show. Oh man,
Graham Torrington.
Graham Torrington.
There's a blast from the past for you. Thanks, Steph.
Legend.
All the details to find us, bluemonday.itfc.co.uk. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Seb, for joining me for what has been a pretty amazing outcome to this evening that I'm pretty certain none of us saw coming at 7:45. We were back on Friday morning with the pre-match show, looking ahead to Oldham with Seb, and I think Ben in the host chair. Flagship back on Monday morning with Mikey and others who I can't remember. A few other bits and pieces, random other bits and pieces. We've got a lineup as well, so we'll keep you informed on those. Any last, keep on going, says Alex. Well done, chaps. Thank you. Thanks everyone for joining in, and most importantly, thank to everyone to joining the chat. This show is led by you and your input, so we really appreciate. Thanks for joining in. Who wants the final word before I sum everything up? I'm going to go on, Seb. We'll let Seb have the final word. Thank you everyone for joining in. Sleep well and enjoy tomorrow with a 4-1 win on your faces. And Seb, you can sign us all out.
I was going to say call your Jets, but let's end positive and come on, you Blues.